Hi guys, and thanks for tuning in again. I know that in my last video, I promised that when I find out whether or not Smokey is a male or female, when the DNA results come back in, I would let you guys all know. So I actually got the results back for a while now, but the reason why I haven't been posting in the last 2 weeks is because actually I have a lot of exciting news for you guys. I recently got Smokey a new aviary. It's a lot bigger than her old one. So I know that in the past, a lot of you have asked me to do kind of like a tour of her aviary. But now that I got a much bigger one, I think next week, I can't really promise that yet, but I'll try to make an aviary tour. So in that video, I'm going to show you guys kind of like how I set up that aviary, and also some pros and cons about the aviary in case any of you are interested in getting an aviary for your bird or maybe one down the line in the future. If you guys aren't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure that you guys click that subscribe button below so that when I upload a new video, you're always going to be on top of it and you guys can check out those videos as they're uploaded. Anyways, in addition to those, I'm also planning on doing a series of videos on flight training Smokey. So whether or not you guys are somebody who is new to flight training, I'm going to show you guys how to fledge your older bird. But also, if you guys are somebody who's had a bird that's flighted for a while, I'm going to show you guys the process that I go through to continually build up Smokey's stamina, but also her skills in being an indoor flyer. Now, first of all, before we even begin, I do want to thank you guys for, again, your continued support. But also, in my last video, I asked you guys to comment below in the last video to let me know whether or not you guys got your bird tested to see if it's male or female, and also just give me a brief description of your bird so I can kind of see if there are any commonalities between male or female African Greys. I was really surprised, guys, by how much feedback I got in that video, so thank you so much. I did go through and I tried replying to as many of you as I can. So make sure you guys go back to that video and check it out because I might have replied to some of your comments on that. But let's go ahead and get started. So let me tell you guys a little bit about why I thought Smokey is female. At the very beginning, when I first got Smokey and she was only 5 weeks old, I actually started saying that Smokey, if you guys go really far back into my old videos on YouTube, you'll see me referring at the very beginning to Smokey as a boy. And initially, I thought she was a male because she was a really big baby. I mean, she was, even when she was only about a year old, she was a pretty large African Grey. So just based on size, I thought that she was a male African Grey. And whenever I trained her, I always say, good boy. Eventually, though, I kind of, based on her behavior, I kind of thought, you know what, maybe Smokey isn't a boy, maybe she's a girl after all. So her behavior is what really got me into changing my mind and thinking that maybe Smokey really is a female African Grey. Sometimes, actually, I wouldn't say sometimes, a lot of the time, when she's on my bed or when she's on the counter, she would start getting really low to the bed and she'd start digging and scratching with her feet. So I kind of thought that maybe it's a nesting behavior for female African Greys. But anyways, why don't you come over here and zoom up on her tail? Because a lot of people said that if you guys take a look at an African Grey's tail, hey Smokes, if you see these gray edges on these tail covers, these gray edges, and hers are really prominent. If they are really gray and they're lined with gray, alright, hang on Smokes, we're almost done. Then that's a good giveaway that your bird is a female African Grey. Now, there is, again, some people who say that that's one way to tell, but there are some people who say that you can't really look at them and tell. So, to be sure, I did a DNA test. So, why don't we go ahead and let's do this. By the way, guys, I got this idea from one of you. It's actually one of my viewers, Chrisanne Gordon, who came up with the idea that, hey, for my next video, why don't I do a gender reveal video? And that way we can see whether or not Smokey's a male or female. So I thought, hey, why not? Smokes, perch. Good girl. Are you ready? Alright guys, so here's the moment of truth. Open.
Don't do that.
Smokey, open. Good girl, and there it is. What a good bird. So guys, I think based on this, the verdict is pretty clear. Smokey, in fact, like I guessed, she was a female African Grey after all. Here you go. What a good bird. Alright guys, so believe it or not, even though I have no plans on breeding Smokey, I was quite anxious waiting for the DNA results to come back. And a big part of me kept asking every day, you know, like, is Smokey like a male or a female? So when I got the results back, it was like, yes, you know, I was right the whole time. Alright guys, so I'm in no way sponsored by them, but if you guys are interested in getting your bird DNA tested, Avian Biotech does offer two main ways of doing it. One is to get chest feathers, the second is to get just a small blood sample. And after I submitted her, and after I mailed in her blood sample, really, like they said, the turnaround was really, really fast. I live in California, so it takes mail to get delivered from California to Florida about 3 days. And I would say that by about the 4th day, the results came back already. So that concludes this video, guys, and just real quick, if you guys can do me a big favor, if you have an African Grey, check the bottom of their tails. Check and look for those tail covered feathers. Especially if you guys have an African Grey that you already DNA tested. And see if your bird has those gray lining on the edges of their feathers. And let me know in the comment section, do you guys think that that's a reliable source? And that's a reliable way of checking to see if your bird is a male or female? So like I said, my next video is going to be probably an aviary tour, so make sure you guys click that subscribe button below, and I'll keep you guys all posted, and I'll see you all next time.